All right, so I want to talk about Kanye West. Kanye West and Candace Owens were caught, well, not caught. They are outing during fashion era. What is this, Fashion Week?
Yes, it's Fashion Week in Paris.
Yeezy Season 9. That's what they were celebrating. And my man Kanye West and Candace Owens got some shirts on that a lot of people are upset with. And a lot of people love. Depends on what side of the political spectrum you're on, sadly. Here it is here. Here are images of Kanye on the right, wearing the black version, and Candace on the left, wearing the white version. It says White Lives Matter. They're wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts. And a lot of people are reacting to the situation. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to chop it up as black folk here and give our opinions on the matter. But just to sum it up, Candace Owens she had something to say about it.
Should have done. We also know obesity is killing Black America. I wish, you know what we should have done? We should have put a White Lives Matter t-shirt on Lizzo. Maybe we could have gotten a lot of attention about obesity and how it's actually killing Black Americans.
So yeah, she said all of the negative attention that is getting from black people is misled and misguided, because if we put this t-shirt on Lizzo, who's an obese black woman, it probably would have gotten more attention, because they're shedding light on body positivity for unhealthy black people and exploiting that, and don't have a problem with that. In fact, they promote that. But if a black person wears a White Lives Matter shirt, oh, it's a problem. So basically she's saying that black people are being hypocrites because you're promoting obesity and accepting it versus having an issue and calling a black man a coon or someone who's not really black because they wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt. That's basically the gist of what's going on. Sad Award, E-Man are here to offer their opinions on this matter. So Sad, I want to go ahead and hear from you, bro. He wears his White Lives Matter shirt. People are upset. Some people are joyous. What's your take on it, bro?
I'm out of the loop on this a little bit. I wanted to see a little bit more of the article. I know I don't like Candace Owens, and Kanye.
It's simple. They showed up wearing these shirts, and people are tripping.
Kanye makes it very hard to be a Kanye fan.
Yes, he does.
Say that again.
He is the king troll of all trolls. I put my shit away.
That's 50.
I iron my shit out. I get it out the cleaners, and then I pull my shit up and don't claim I'm never gonna wear it again. You can wear a Kanye shirt and get a compliment on a Tuesday, and then don't watch the news and wear the shit on a Friday, and somebody want to throw a pie in your face. Like, why the freak you wearing that piece of shit? You know what I mean? Like, He started off with the Confederate flag, trying to make that cool. He is obsessed with white America for some reason. And the worst part is that he was the voice of the people. Yep. When you get on, you leave your ass for a white girl. And then he said, and I'll do anything for a blonde dyke. And she'll do anything for a Klondike. Now, then he come out with Amber Rose. And you're like, oh, maybe that's the blonde chick he was talking about. But who knows? Because Kanye is obsessed with white America. When he was doing the fashion thing, he was telling Sway he doesn't have the answers. Now he did business with the fashion people, all the top tier fashion people. Now he found out he don't like them and they don't respect him, which is what Sway was telling them in the first time, and he knew it. And now he's really just trying to gain validation from white America. And he got on flip flops. And she got them horrible glasses in the background that you tie on your head and roll them up and put them in your pocket. It's just weird times, man. And they look horrible. They look corny. I don't know why they holding hands. His wife left him. It's like, I love what Kanye has done.
Is this corny to you? The fact that a black man's wearing a White Lives Matter shirt? Does White Lives Matter trigger you?
I think he's too big and too old to be clout chasing.
You think he's clout chasing?
I think
you don't think he believes in that?
I think that he is so... Well, he was just 86 and in a hospital for mental illness 2 years ago, yelling at Jay-Z. Then he want their kids to play together.
But Candace is wearing it too. She's not mentally ill.
Well, Candace. So Trump used Kanye, and Kanye realized he can use Candace. He just wants publicity. He doesn't care what he has to do to get it.
Candace believes in this.
I don't see him growing old. Yeah, that's why she took shots at Lizzo. Let's see if society comes at her like they came at Ari Spears for taking shots at. She might not have called her mashed potatoes, but she did say she's obese.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Y'all gonna let that ride, or y'all gonna come for Candace because she's y'all favorite. Not y'all in the chat, but I'm just saying, Kanye will do anything to get attention. We would not have heard about season 9 between the trash bags and the homelessness and the white kids digging through his stuff on the roof. Ari Spears did a great Kanye impersonation. I mean, Ari Spears. Affion Crockett did a great Kanye impersonation, saying that mostly white people buy his stuff at this point. He doesn't need us N-words to buy his stuff anymore. He's too big. He's grown too large. And I just think he's been, a
lot of Asians.
He's been way off for a minute, man.
Asians love Yeezy.
And I don't know if he put out an album, what that album would sound like. He has his celebrity friends, man, but is this fashion? I mean, he just wants
He's
publicity.
putting a statement out. He's stating that white lives matter. Can I ask you a question? Do white lives matter?
I feel like
The fact that that's hard for you to say just rings a bell in my head.
I feel like I don't want to. I didn't want to join the Allison team. I don't want to join the All Lives Matter team. You know what I mean? But it's important. Life matters in general.
White lives matter?
When I say all lives, I don't mean Asian. I don't kill spiders no more,
This
Jody.
shit crazy. Do white lives matter?
Lives matter. I'm not gonna put an
Lives matter.
adjective on it. Right. I'm not joining this circus.
Do yellow lives matter?
Lives matter.
Do black lives matter?
A puppy matters to me.
Do black lives matter?
Lives matter.
I'm pretty sure you say black lives matter though, don't you?
I don't have a T-shirt. I don't have a sign.
But you would have said it before,
when it was
right?
a call to action.
Have you said black lives matter before?
When it was a call to action, if someone is being targeted.
So you're okay with saying black lives matter, but you're not okay with saying white lives matter.
It's like you being on Team Allison. I don't want to join that herd. It's implying something. They're changing the words of that sentence aren't a normal sentence anymore. If you had asked me that 15 years ago, before it was a slogan, because the people that normally say all lives matter are usually people that don't care about black people, and I love my people. So when I say lives matter, I'm including animals and all type of shit, man.
I say all lives matter. I say white lives matter. I say black lives matter.
Life. Nuh-uh. I don't even say lives. Life matters.
Sure. But do white lives matter?
It's part of life, isn't it? I just put an umbrella on everything.
I know, but it's difficult for you to say though.
Because I don't want to be a part of the herd. Because it's like saying
that
woke.
mentality's not good.
What woke meant 20 years ago versus what woke means now.
Let them politicize
different.
it and make it different. It's truth.
What
is the truth?
They're not getting a sound bite out of me.
Got you. So it's for reasons
because I get quoted and misquoted and taken out of context.
White lives matter. I believe that white lives matter.
We know you.
Black lives matter.
We know you believe it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you not believe it?
I believe life matters.
See, why did you just give me a hard time for saying white lives matter? I know you believe it. Why? What does that mean?
It's funny to me.
Why?
Because you don't.
You're jaded, bro.
Because you don't believe the Black Lives Matter movement was a powerful movement, and you don't feel like it was effective. And nobody's talking about it.
I believe the Black Lives Matter.
It up. Kanye's digging this up to get the spotlight back on him.
Can I answer that question that you accused me of egregiously?
These motherfuckers shot a missile at Japan.
I gotta protect my image. I believe that the Black Lives Matter movement was a good movement, and it did do more harm than good. And I also understand there's some problems in Black Lives Matter, just like there's some problems in the Girl Scouts. And this is where you're confused on my take on this. Saying white lives matter makes it about them, not you. I believe white lives matter because I believe in life. But when people say white lives matter, someone's gonna be like, see, he believes white. They're politicizing it. Don't take my words as for face value as I mean them. If you want to take my shit and twist it, that doesn't become my burden. That's your burden doing that. If I say I love birds and it's unpopular like birds, but I like them, and the Republicans don't like birds because bird is the Democrat symbol. Oh, see, he likes birds. Oh my God. Oh, dang. Now I can't say I like birds because the other side is going to say I'm a bird liker. But I like birds, nigga. White lives matter. Black lives matter. I don't have a problem. I'm not political with this shit. It's the political minds and the biased people. Like you said, you're biased. You're biased towards black people. And me, I like to give benefit of the doubt towards black people, so I guess I'm biased too. I shouldn't be giving the benefit of doubt to no race, but I give it to black people.
Why is this your story today? Why is this what you want to talk about today?
The reason why I want to talk about this is because we are not on the same page. And when I say we, I'm talking about black people. There's black people that just get behind Black Lives Matter and don't see none of the bad and think that it's
did you buy a shirt? Did you buy a shirt?
Like from the nigga on Crenshaw?
No, of a Kanye Candace Owens shirt.
I don't wear none of that shit. I don't need to wear a shirt to freaking know what I believe in.
But you pulled it up to promote it, right? Or no?
You're not promoting this shit.
So you're against it.
So here's my take. The reason I support White Lives Matter, but I don't support this shit, because I know that they only made White Lives Matter to contradict Black Lives Matter because they don't believe in that. And for that reason, I don't support what this dumb nigga Kanye's doing. Kanye's making this, y'all making this, and Kanye make it political. Y'all make it White Lives Matter. White Lives Matter is, if Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter. They're being trolls. I don't like that type of shit. So this whole White Lives Matter is garbage to me. But if you ask me, do White Lives Matter, I will answer the question because I'm a human and I believe it.
How about he might feel like you and he just wants to put that out there?
I think Kanye does. I think this nigga does freaking believe that White Lives Matter. And that's why he's repping his shit.
Right. He's got white lives at his dinner table on Christmas morning, right?
Right, correct. But there was a point where Kanye was pro-black, where it was nothing but black. Black Lives Matter. Even if you were in a Benz, you still a nigga in a coupe. He said he will never turn over a fault, but he did exactly that. He changed up. Mental illness, yeah, for sure. This chick, Candace, she's political, bro. She has a political advantage in promoting shit like this. And Candace is trash to me. Not because of her political beliefs, but because she is a politic. I don't believe nothing that politicians say. Like, if you're a Democrat and you have if you're a political motherfucker, you got agendas. And I don't want to talk to you, especially about policy. Because you're biased. You're walking into a conversation telling me, well, I'm a Democrat. Let's have a conversation. Nigga, I don't want to talk to you. You're a Democrat. You only going to see it from a Democrat's eyes. You won't even admit that a Republican got a good idea. Who wants to have that conversation? Not a sane motherfucker like me. So if a Republican walks up to me, I'm part of the Republican Party. Let's have a conversation, Jody. Freak out of here, bro. Because if a Democrat has a good idea, you don't want to entertain that shit. Miss me. So imagine if people did this in society. Imagine if a woman approached you and says, I like the way you look. I love rich men only, and you got to have an 8-inch cock. How you doing? You going to dismiss her. You don't want to entertain a conversation with her because you don't make $1 million.
I have all the stuff she's looking for.
I'm a rich man? I mean, you might have the 8-inch cock, but we ain't, none of us in here rich. She said a rich man. So I'm thinking if you ain't got millions of dollars in your bank account, sad, that makes you disqualified.
Let me go get them sneakers real quick.
So if y'all feel me on this? If a woman come up to me and says, oh, bro, I need a 9-inch cock and I need $3 million in your bank account. My name is Chrisette. I just saw you across the way. I want to say hi. I don't want to talk to you because I know what you about. You want rich niggas and massive cocks. Get out of here. So if we're willing to castrate people like that in society, why don't you do it with politics? You know a motherfucker's biased when they start the dialogue. So what's the point of talking to you, nigga? If you ain't independent in the middle, willing to take from both sides, then ain't nothing to talk about. Because only the people that are in the middle willing to take from both sides are the ones that get shit done. So that's why I believe that White Lives Matter, and I have no problem saying it, but they on some hoe shit with that White Lives Matter t-shirt shit. They're trying to make a political statement, and I don't support that. Kanye is a dummy, bro. And you like you said, it's really hard to like Kanye West. This nigga's on some bullshit, bro, and I don't like that shit. Candace, whatever, I'll say Black Lives Matter got problems too, dog. There's a lady in a house, $1 million home up in the hills right now, founder of Black Lives Matter. How'd she get that money?
I'm not mad at that house.
You ain't mad at the house, right?
Right.
But there's corrupt people in Black Lives Matter, dog. You know, we know our people. They gonna take some. We ain't never got an opportunity to make millions. She might be pro Black Lives Matter. She might really care about black lives. But she has access to a bank account where she can take a little bit off the top and live good. She's gonna take it. Because that's what people do. If I show you the head of Make-A-Wish Foundation, I bet you that nigga ain't living in an apartment. Make-A-Wish is about making kids All these charities got corrupt owners. There's not a charity in the world where the head CEO of that charity, nonprofit, don't have a nice house and a nice car.
A nonprofit doesn't mean you're not supposed to make a profit, though.
I understand. Nonprofits find other ways of getting money, and they exploit what they say that they believe in order to get the money. That makes them dirty too. But we ain't complaining about the Boys and Girls Club. We're not complaining about Make-A-Wish. I know all of these foundations and good Red Cross, they getting bread, bro, but nobody's paying attention to it. They're paying attention to the Black Lives Matter, though, because they represent advancement, and that I don't like either.
They publicized where her house is and how much her house costs.
Exactly.
But they didn't publicize her doctorate or what school she went to or any of the work they do. Any global company, we heard of Amazon, we know Jeff Bezos gets money. I get that. However, if a company that you come up with in your basement or in your dorm room or you and 10 friends becomes globally recognized, people in Japan, people in China, people in Africa have heard of Black Lives Matter. If I come out with a pair of socks and I say I'm giving socks away for everybody that buys the socks, like Tom's shoes, if everybody on the planet, if 15 to 20 to 100 million people have heard of my socks, chances are I'm going to get a lot of money one way or another, whether it be TV appearances, speaking appearances, skimming off the top. Like, it's not easy to take a household brand and make it so big that it's mentioned on CNN, TMZ. There is not a news channel in the entire world that is not familiar with Black Lives Matter, and this happened in the span of 4 years. Whether it be a team, t-shirt, hat, company, anybody that can take something that small and make it that big is going to have millions.
Oprah gave away cars. She didn't do that shit for people.
Oprah didn't do it in 3 years either.
That was a tax
and Oprah's house is worth probably 40 million.
But feel me though, it's Bill Gates, it's all of them. All of these people that have these foundations and they're doing these nice things. Oh my God, Bill Gates came and gave $1 million to the LA public school system. Nigga, you did that for a tax write-off. You're getting more for it. It's an incentive. I do not give kudos to rich people and corporations for giving money to poor people if it's helping their own interests. That's the only reason why they're doing it. That's not philanthropy. I do not consider philanthropy people who take tax breaks and they know they have to pay the government, so they rather just give it to someone else and get the good kudos and the pat on the back for it. Philanthropy is actually giving.
I don't think she claimed to be a philanthropist. I think she claimed to be an activist.
You can't be that either. You can't have a giveaway and give away cars and not pay taxes on them bitches. People be giving away cars and they don't even pay the tax. The people got to pay the tax to get their car. You give me a free car, but you won't pay the taxes on that hoe?
Right, but I don't think Black Lives Matter started off as helping the poor. Like,
no,
they created like a legal fund or something, didn't they?
How you gonna be black anything and not poor? We're poor.
That doesn't mean the company has to be poor.
They take
Black
donations.
Lives Matter is bigger than BET. You think the owner of BET, back when he was black, don't have a $6 million house?
That's what I'm saying. They all do. What I'm saying, my
money is not evil. Money is not corrupt. Money is fine. Money is a blessing. Bless me.
Money is good. Money can be good. Money is not corrupt, but money corrupts. That's the point that I'm making. Money corrupts almost everybody, and that includes Bill Gates, Donald Trump, the leader of the Black Lives Matter movement. How many of us here, how many of you watching at home will turn your back on $10 million to sell your people out?
I don't know if
let's not even say answer that. It's a sellout when you're a fraud.
I don't think she's a fraud.
I'm not saying she's a fraud. I'm saying everybody is. All of them are frauds. If you ain't taking money out of your own interest and giving it to somebody, you ain't about this philanthropy. If you ain't advancing the people without having incentive, it's the fact that you have incentive. I'm not going to give a bum on the street $10 because the man across the street said if I give him $10, he'll give me $20. That's not philanthropy, bro. That's me looking out for myself. If I just give a bum on the street $10 to help him eat out of the kindness of my heart, that's what philanthropy is to me.
Black Lives Matter has $42 million in assets. Now,
Houses, buildings, places to gather and shit. And they take donations. Wealthy black people, oh yeah, let me help the movement out.
we
Y'all,
hope to
you know what I'm
buy
saying?
we hope to buy a building too one
Yeah.
day. So it's like, should I
Government.
get the government to give me a building?
No, there's government programs and shit like that. They
If I got
help black
$42
people.
million, you think I'm gonna try and get on a waiting list for the government to give me a house?
No, if you got $42 million, then you just buy the shit. But that house in Beverly Hills isn't a Black Lives Matter house. That's her house. That's where she
And
lives.
she's the owner of Black Lives Matter.
Why does the... Why is she gotta...
You show me anybody with a $42 million portfolio
Yes.
that's not gonna get a several $1 million house, and a $6 million house
Yes.
in Los
Yes.
Angeles is not still.
That's a
you
nice
still
house.
not effing with
a big house.
what The Rock got, or Cameron Diaz.
Sure. Bro, this is what... I agree with you. But you're making it so focused on this black lady. I'm saying everybody, nigga. All of these motherfuckers getting donations, talking about they give to people, are skimming off the top. And you know how she got that house? She skimmed off the top, my nigga. Are you willing to accept that?
Is skimming off the top paying yourself a salary?
You shouldn't pay yourself nothing.
If Jody, you are the head of Jody's Corner. If Jody's Corner made $42 million
I'm
this
for
year,
profit. I am for profit.
business is business. Not for profit is tax, and tax exempt has to do with what the service you're providing.
Sure.
I'm sure people are getting millions of dollars of free legal advice through Black Lives Matter as well. I'm sure that lawyers are donating their time and their knowledge and their staff to a lot of these causes. These lawyer bills, I got lawyers that my friend texted his lawyer and then got a bill for $85. Do you know lawyers charge $10 per text? You say, hey, what time is the meeting? He texts you back, it's 3 p.m. And you just owe him $10 for that text.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Laws and lawyer shit is expensive. I don't think, because a company is a non-profit or not-for-profit, it's very different than Make-A-Wish Foundation.
No, I'm only making
and the CEO of that company, whether it's a non-profit, even some of these.
Do you feel a CEO of a non-profit Black Lives Matter deserves a salary of a CEO of like Apple?
If the company made $42 million.
Got you. All right, cool. So this lines it up.
To give them $30,000 a month.
I'll answer,
a year.
No, I'll answer the question. I believe if you bring in $42 million and you're really about helping black lives, don't use $6 million of that for your home, because it could go to other black people.
And guess
what?
what?
I would probably get a $900,000 house, nice house. I would live just where I'm comfortable enough and nice so that I can help as most people possible, because that's what people do who really care.
I don't know if she really. I think you achieved your goal if you're helping hundreds of thousands. Your brand is now global.
Bullshit. I can't get a freaking loan until motherfuckers out here getting it in.
If you had $42 million, you think you could get a loan?
No, that's still not enough.
$42 million in your bank account, you couldn't get a loan.
They're saying no to a lot of people.
For $42 million in the bank, you couldn't get a loan.
Why would I need a loan if I have $42 million?
This is what you want her to get a loan.
No. I'm not saying her. I'm talking about the people that Black Lives Matter. I'm pretty sure they give money to people to make moves and advance black lives.
Right.
Okay, so people are asking them for money. So if you know black people are coming to you for money, maybe you shouldn't spend 6 of it on a house.
Maybe a mortgage is 30 years, and maybe you only put down $5 million, which is 20%.
That house
which is
paid
not
for.
even crazy.
That house paid for. Hey, if a company,
we don't know her personal business either. There are rich black millionaires who could have put in on that house.
I want you to know that it's gonna make it look like I'm against this black woman, but because he refuses to see the truth is why I'm attacking this woman. You're making it worse for her.
I'm not making it worse for her.
Because you keep defending her.
House.
You keep defending her when I would rather talk about another nigga.
Let's talk about Kanye and this Candace Owens.
No. If I create a foundation today that is about getting impoverished young black men out of poverty and giving them resources and Each one that passes the course gets a college tuition paid, 4 years, boom, boom, boom. Housing, all that paid for. $10K per child, whatever you want to call it. If I make if I raise $200 million, should I take $50 million of that to get me a $50 million house? But I raised $150 still.
Who is the poor?
Are you?
Who's the poor you're trying to help? Other poor,
Black
or are you
kids.
self poor?
Black-
Aren't you poor too?
Black.
Aren't you poor too? Everybody
I
on this
got a
couch is
$200
poor.
million company. I'm talking about me. I got a $200 million nonprofit. I raised $200 million. Can I pay myself $50 million because I raised $200 million?
I mean, it's your company. I can't tell you what to do with your
Does
money.
that look good to you?
I can't tell you what to do with your money.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, if I don't want to
I'm not
donate
okay with
money,
that.
if I don't want to donate money to her, I won't donate money to her.
What? You're okay with a nonprofit motherfucker paying themselves 25% of the actual income? Pay yourself 10 and give the other 40 to more kids who need it. That's selfish.
$150 million.
That's ridiculous.
$150 million of people getting help. There's a lot of people. If you started some shit yourself from scratch, I think, yay, man. I don't know how many hours she work in a day, but I know she.
Come on, dog.
I know success is success. So because Jay-Z is for profit, you don't think Beyonce have a non-profit organization? You don't think Jay has non-profit? They do public outreach.
Sure.
It's the game. They
the
write
game.
this shit off all the
They
time.
write it off. That's the only reason why the nonprofit exists.
Are you
dog.
doing more good? My only concern is if you're doing more good than harm.
My thing is your intent.
I'm not going on the news fighting over somebody. I'm not going.
How do you feel when George Bush went and kissed the black babies like he loves them?
I'm not a fan of George Bush.
How did you? But you saw George Bush come to the hood and pick the black baby up and kiss, holding the black children like he loves black people. How does that make you feel?
I didn't see any of that, but I never liked George Bush.
Well, how do you feel about George Bush who came and kissed the kids, black babies, picking them up, singing, dancing with them like he loves black people? Look at me for the photo op. You think he really loved nigga kids? Or did he do it for the photo op? The intentions matter.
How would she even know if it's going to become that successful?
There you go back to her. I'm bringing up George Bush. You running back to defender.
You talking about a photo op versus doing
Hey,
real harm.
Frigga then.
Let's say George Bush.
Hey,
if George
get
Bush
a $10 million house, black lady. You should have got a $20 million house. Where is it too much? Let me ask you. When is it too much? She brought in 50. Get a $40 million house. When will you question it? What's the amount?
Did you give any money to Black Lives Matter?
Thank you for asking another question with a question. I'm asking you. If she raised $50 million, how big of a house does she have to get before you question her?
I don't count people's pockets. How you run your affairs is how you run your affairs. That's none of my business. If I
Bullshit, that's a public company.
If I don't, it's not publicly owned.
She's
it's not publicly traded.
It's in the public.
Disney is public. It's not publicly traded.
You buy the shirts and promote the shit. What do you mean? Tell her what to do with your money. You're invested. We are stakeholders in Black Lives Matter.
I don't own
of being black.
No.
I said stakeholder, not a shareholder. We are stakeholders in it because we're impoverished black people.
I live in Inglewood. You know how many businesses is in Inglewood?
Oh my God.
I don't own anything.
Sure.
You know how many nonprofits is in Inglewood? I don't own any of that.
Oh my God.
Simply
Bro.
because I'm black, so now I own a piece of her company?
You're a stakeholder.
How?
A stakeholder means if you have any direct interest in the company and it affects you. Not shares. We are stakeholders. If a Walmart opens up right here on the block, we are stakeholders of that Walmart because it's in our community.
But the Black Lives
We don't
Matter
own no
is
shares
in
of it.
every community.
Every black person in this country is a stakeholder of Black Lives Matter.
But not a stockholder in Black Lives Matter.
Not a stockholder. There's a difference.
What does a stake mean?
I just told you, motherfucker.
No, I mean, what is a stake?
A stakeholder is somebody who benefits from a company's doing or the company's intent is for a specific group.
So the owner of the NAACP, I don't know where he lives. I don't know how much Jesse Jackson's house costs. I don't know how much Al Sharpton's house costs. That's a good thing to Google.
I just gave you the numbers. You said you ain't count nobody's pockets acting weird. You just counted her pockets, you looked her up and found out she got $42 million.
Right, because we're discussing it.
So
but it doesn't concern me. It doesn't offend me that she wants to live in a nice house.
I want her to live in a nice house. The question that I have for you, Because mind you, I think she's done more good than harm. The question I have for you is if Black Lives Matter raised $100 million, are you okay with her spending $90 million on it for her own house and only giving $10 million to the black people to help black people?
What don't you understand about that's not my organization? I didn't.
Oh my God! Act like you got a brain to give an opinion, my nigga.
But
It don't have to be your organization. What? Give your opinion. What's your opinion?
No, I don't care what she spends. I've told you 13 different ways.
All right, see, that's a big difference between you and I. This woman could raise $100 million for Black Lives Matter and spend $99 million on an exclusive mansion and only take $1 million and actually use it for Black lives, and you're okay with it. I'm not. I am not. And that's the difference between me and you and a lot of other people out here that shit is weird. You have to gauge in what people are taking in for themselves personally versus what they're putting out for the people. Because if you really believe in a cause, your drive, it's like Jody's Corner. I spent so much money in my freaking studio. I could have pocketed that shit. I should have pocketed that shit in freaking code. You owe me $10K. I put my money back into my own business because I believe in it. I'm passionate about it. Every time I buy a freaking part, every time I have to buy a part, I'm like, oh, freak. I don't question it. I just got to get it because I know it's towards the goal.
But when you saw the Woman King and you did not like the cause behind the Woman King, you did not spend your money on the Woman King. You do not have to spend. She is not forcing. She's not forcing any black people to donate money to Black Lives Matter. She's not forcing anybody's hand. So, like you did not see Woman King, you do not have to donate to Black Lives Matter. Period. In the story. So if somebody makes all this money off of Woman King and then they go and do something with it,
I would though. I probably would. Like, if somebody, I've never.
Viola made $700,000 and she did this, that, and the third.
I'm not gonna donate. I don't believe in that. That's why I'm not gonna support that.
Right.
I believe Black Lives Matter though. The Viola sheet, the Woman King sheet, I believe Black Lives Matter.
Or do you believe in the name, the phrase, or the mission statement behind what the company's actually doing?
I believe
because there's
in their mission statement.
I don't know how much the owner of
Greenpeace. Yeah, but bitch, then he got a big house. He's corrupt too. All of these motherfuckers that got these things are corrupt because they
To me, that's not being corrupt, okay. Jody.
All right.
Can you make money and do good at the same time? Sure. Do you deserve?
But
does she not deserve She's got an art gallery in Inglewood. There's a lot of other things that she has. She's a grant writer. So if she applies for a grant, she gets $100,000 grant to help kids, and they don't help kids, then that's a problem. But if publicly people decide to give her money to help her cause, and she decides that her new cause is finding a safe place to raise her child, I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at it either. Let's look up the Black Lives Matter mission statement so I can answer your question properly. It doesn't look like... Where the frick? Okay. What the... Wow, I click on this. He
blocked. Black Lives Matter blocked his ass, y'all.
So, blacklivesmatter.com. I'm trying to click it, and here we go.
And Kanye's just...
Take action. Join the movement to fight for freedom, liberation, and justice by signing up, supporting our work. Check freedom. I believe in freedom, liberation, and justice. I support that. We are embracing this moment as an opportunity for celebration, accountability. Here directly from help us fight disinformation. I mean, I don't see a mission statement about. Let's find out about Black Lives Matter.
8 years now.
Her story? Oh, fuck. Black Lives Matter was founded in 2013 in response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murder. Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation Incorporated is a global organization in the United States, United and Canada, whose mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by the state and vigilantes. By combating and countering acts of violence, creating space for black imagination and innovation, and centering back black joy, we are winning immediate improvements in our... Yeah, I might support that. I support that.
They haven't... That's part of what they've done, I believe.
I mean...
I'm not here to demonize them. I'm only saying that they're corrupt like everybody else. They're taking some off the top.
I mean, everybody got corruption, like you said, everywhere.
Because
I mean,
what's funny is,
everyone.
what's funny is most of these philanthropists, if you tell them there's no money in it, they won't do it. Do you believe that?
That's true.
Before they make this foundation, if an angel came down, what you about to do? You're not gonna make any money from this. That pocket book gonna go right back in their pocket, and that is the problem I have. Do you really care? Then spend your money on it. Don't do it for an incentive or a tax write-off.
I mean, it's the same as Kanye West. This thing, because I've been wanting to say what I had to say for the longest. Y'all been
Go
going
ahead. Trash, nigga, you trash.
Y'all,
Me and Sag
hey,
put that
man,
fire. Hey, it's all right. Go ahead.
I'm not
water.
about to. Hey, I'm trash, but I'm letting y'all go in. I mean,
Yeah. For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate
Bad
it.
host. Yeah. So.
Oh, bad host.
But
Good host, because as soon as I go to you, that conversation gonna die. But there you go.
that's not a good way to have to say to your guests, man.
Freak you. You to
trash.
call me a bad host, nigga.
Trash.
Hey, no. Tell me what. Hey, me and Fasad going back to back fire. Now, here it is. Show me how a good host I am. Because now, let's see how you spit your fire. You have the floor.
I mean, anyway, as I said, Kanye West is a Looney Tune. This dude is crazy. Everybody in the world knows this man is nuts. But he has this money, this power. All this money and this power and everything that he has, instead of using his political ways to do fashion and put this in there, he could have used his money and his influence to make something happen, to do something better. You know what I'm saying? This man is a billionaire. There's so much ways that he could have done to change this. If he had a problem with obesity, if he had a problem with, as he say, white lives matter, because this is Looney Tunes to me, that to do some shit like this.
Yeah.
When you have the opportunity, you have the connects, there's so many things that you could do to change ways, to change things. You have a problem with obesity. You could put money into funding to change this. There's so many things that this man could do, so many things she could do, but putting this right here, it's just basically saying to the world, fuck you. This is what my opinion of what I'm saying.
To me, they're both saying F black people.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm getting
That's
from
what
it.
they're saying.
It's not a point. If you really want to go from as you said, why not put all lives matter, not white lives matter? Because nobody's caring about, as you say, white lives matter.
This is what I'm
because the
talking
simple
about.
fact, like black lives matter. You hear about more black people getting killed out of anything else. You don't hear about all this white person. You hear about more black people. It doesn't make any sense.
Even if they wear all lives matter shirt, we're still having a problem. That's why I'm sad. Sad would disagree with what you just said. Putting all lives matter is bad.
I said if they're gonna do that, but instead of, if you want to go by, instead of putting all black lives matter, black lives does matter. There's more black people that you hear about getting killed and murdered than you hear about a white person getting killed and murdered, an Asian person getting killed and murdered, an Indian person getting killed and murdered. You hear about more black people getting killed and murdered, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, that part right there, it's a problem. This is dumb. The whole act that they did is wrong, and I don't think it's fair at all. I'm done. You can say what you're going to say.
Even if they had all lives matter shirts on, we would still be here having a problem, having this topic, and there would still be outrage. Because Sad is one of the people representing the outrage. He has a problem with the term, with the term all lives matter if they was on their back. No?
Yes, because it wasn't an original statement. It is a rebuttal to Black Lives Matter.
I agree.
15, 20 years ago, they were not saying all lives matter. Because if they were, we wouldn't have had to invent the phrase Black Lives Matter.
I agree.
It's like, hey, what about me? And now you're saying, what about me too? We know what about you.
Yes.
What about us?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
That's my problem with this situation is that it's in response to Black Lives Matter.
The all are the they in Michael Jackson's They Don't Really Care About Us song.
Yeah.
This is Michael shooting at them.
Yeah.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Who is us? Beat me, shit, beat me, kick me, whatever he said.
Do y'all agree
You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all agree that with Kanye West connections and his money that he could have did something better?
Well, he's
than
trying
this
to
shit?
do good housing and things. Like Kanye has a
Doing
lot
with
of
all
failures.
that fashion bullshit,
and I think that
you don't think he could have did more? Like there's so much that he could have put.
Hey, bro.
Let me explain something to you, E. For a $15 t-shirt, he has made it to the cover of every newspaper all over the United States and all news shows. For $15, I could go to the swap meet right now and make that exact same shirt for $15. No publicist, no press release, no statement, no nothing. This is the shot seen around the world. And that's all that Kanye cares about. That we know Yeezy Season 9 is out. And then we'll get upset, we get mad, like him wearing the red hat, and then lives go back to normal. Candace goes back to being racist, and Kanye goes back to making music. But when are we gonna, so many, every time he